Hello, divine souls. How are you guys doing? I hope everything is fine at your end. So, last time we spoke on the 11 qualities of the divine masculine. Now, this video is a continuation to and moving ahead with the other qualities of the divine masculine. I will try to add up as much as qualities of the divine masculine in my videos. That is the reason why I have not circumvented the videos into certain portion or certain points as on from the research and the understanding of the collective. As long as the qualities goes, I'll try to bring most of the qualities of the divine masculine to you. So not necessarily that each and every quality has to match with the divine masculine, but these are the prominent ones and very easy to identify, so that to conclude upon whether the person you are dealing with is a divine masculine or not would be easy for you. And above all the points, I would just like to say that deep from your heart, from your within, if you are a divine feminine watching this video, then deep from the heart, from within, you know that this is a spiritual connection. This is a divine connection. It is unlike the feelings that you had for anybody or anyone else in your life. So that would be the final stamp on whether or not the other person is a divine masculine or not. It is you who after all will conclude. These points will only help you to understand the divine masculine and recognize the divine masculine. And if it is the divine masculine who is watching the video, which is a very rare case, I would request the divine masculines and even the divine feminines to comment on the comment box with which qualities it matches with their counterpart. Also, I would like to request that please like, share and subscribe to the channel, because till now the subscriber base are very few, and the motive with which I started the channel under the divine guidance is to enlighten the young divine souls who would be joining in the twin flame journey, or who has started their twin flame journey very soon across the world because of the mass awakening that has happened in 2020. So the message has to reach out to the most of the beautiful divine souls who would be searching for the informations to know about their connection, to understand the connection. So now moving ahead with the other 11 qualities of the divine masculine in this video, divine masculine qualities part 2. So first, giving priority to the other opinions. What will the other people say? See, divine masculine gives a lot of thinking and a lot of importance to what other people say, their opinions and criticism from the others. DMs will always take their decisions to please others. And who will be the others? If it is the DM, they will always be surrounded by the karmics. So they'll have fake friends. Even the family members might be karmic. Their love interest might be karmic. So you see, they are trying to please the fake people in their life, and they won't take the right decision, they won't take the right steps. Rather, they will take those steps or those decisions which will be to get the approval of the society, of the family members. Unlike the DFs, who are not bothered about the rules or the opinion of the others, and very bold personality from within, DMs don't operate in that fashion. So if you see, the twin flame journey comes with a lot of major difference between the two divine counterparts, in terms of the religion, culture, ethnicity, country, age gap, etc. So DM, because they are focused on pleasing others, they will not choose their divine feminine in the first place, as they will be more concerned as to what the society will think if I accept this connection. We have an age gap, we have a religion difference, the person is belonging from some other country, and so they do not follow their own heart, they don't take their own decision. Right. Now, second point, DMs will be pathological liars. It's not that they don't value truth, they don't want to speak out truth, but it is a sort of a habit. They're habitual to speak lies, and they will lie even where it is not required at all to lie, right? Because of their low self-esteem, because of their low self-confidence and the fragile ego. The confidence that DMs show is only from the outside, from within. They are very much timid from inside, and this quality sustains until the process of their until they complete the spiritual awakening process. Later on, it is a different part that they become as equivalent to their divine feminine counterpart. But here we are talking at the initial stage to understand the connection, to understand the divine masculines. So they lack the spinal cord of confidence to start with. Unlike divine feminines, who portrays a true confidence and speaks out the truth in front of anybody or at any situation, any place, right? DMs lack the confidence, and they lie on very small and petty issues as well. On a whole, if you see, I come to the third point. Many of the characteristics that a DM will portray will match that of a narcissist, right? They are not actually core narcissist. You should not get afraid by hearing this out, but the qualities that they show in their personality matches a hell lot of with the narcissist. Most of the time even the divine feminines get confused that are their divine counterpart, the divine masculine, a true narcissist? Will they ever change? Or is their basic nature of being a narcissist? So if you see these qualities of a divine masculine, of having a highly inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need and a craving for excessive attention from others, approval from others, trying to grab admiration and attention from the opposite sex, many troubled and momentary relationships in the past, highly manipulative ways to control people, they lack the empathy with the others. So all these traits show and present the narcissist side of the DMs. Now the divines are divine masculines DMs are also divine souls, right? So why do they behave in narcissist fashion? So they were not born narcissist. It is because of the family system in which they were born, or something has happened during their childhood, which makes them believe that they can only survive by manipulating people, by only being ruthless to others, right? By only dealing in the harsh way, by not following their heart. And in majority of the cases, the divine masculines gains this narcissistic traits from their parents, mostly from their mother. Divine masculines will be most attached to their mother, and it's a very, very high chance that a divine masculine will have a narcissist mother, and it is from the mother only that they gain the narcissist qualities as well. But there has to be something gone wrong during their childhood days, due to which the DMs behave in a narcissist fashion. And again, as the spiritual awakening starts, due to the efforts of the divine feminine, there will come a point where both the divine masculine and divine feminine will operate as a singular personality, and DMs will shed away their narcissistic traits as well. Fourth point, slow movement. So you can categorize the DM's qualities. A very prominent one, especially in the connection with the divine feminine, is that they are very, very slow in approaching and preserving the connection, in moving ahead with the connection. They will take slow baby steps for the connection, and it becomes really a point of a check of the patience of the divine feminine, when most of the time divine feminine will be waiting for a response or a call or a text or a message from the divine masculine, but divine masculine are under no circumstances to take a fast action, right? They will take a very slow movement, and divine masculines under the separation phase will be so much inactive and unbothered about the connection that it leads to a point where Divine Feminine almost loses the hope about the connection. And if it hadn't been the divine intervention at these stages, it is most likely that any normal person, they will not be able to think that anything is left in the connection anymore because of the slow movement and inaction of the Divine Masculine. Fifth point, they will be numb in front of the Divine Feminines. Divine Masculines have the habit of dominating everyone around them, right? They will be a brat sort of a person, dominating, even if it is a Divine Masculine is in a female body, they will behave like a tomboy sort of image. And but it is only when they face their Divine Feminines, they will not be able to speak out. They will be complete numb in front of the Divine Feminines. The same Divine Masculine who used to, project themselves as a alpha male and a dominating character in front of most of the people will surprisingly behave numb and silent in front of the Divine Masculines. They will not be able to speak out much. Sixth point, Divine Masculine will always give or always want to have the freedom in their life. They are like a free bird. They lack commitment and they run away from giving commitment to anyone. And because of this trait, because of this quality only, as extension to this quality, they run away from the connection with their Divine Feminines as well, because they somehow feel that if they come into the relationship with Divine Feminine, their freedom will be lost. They will be answerable to the Divine Feminine, and they don't want those sort of a lifestyle. They don't want to be answerable to anyone. They want to roam around like a free bird. They feel that getting into a committed relationship and getting into such an intense relationship with personality such as a Divine Feminine will eventually take away their freedom, and they will have to land up themselves in a caged relationship, which they never want. Another qualities of a Divine Masculine. So they will keep changing their preferences. Actually, they won't find the satisfaction anywhere else in any relationship they go for. But it is their, I should say, a foolishness to, think that their freedom will be lost and not to give commitment and to run away from the Divine Feminine. See, all the problems that happen in the twin flame connection is only and only because of the Divine Masculine. DFs are already aligned with the universe. They recognize the connection and the Divine masculine quite early from their first meeting and the interaction. It is only the divine masculine who takes a lot of time to get aligned and realize the connection and take the right decisions, and due to which the entire story unfolds of the twin flames journey. Now we come to the 7th point, a very high sex drive or sexual energy. Divine masculine carries excessively high sexual energy, and because of this, when the soul merging happens and you feel the instant cravings and the instant high influx of the sexual energy, which will be flowing from DM to DF. After the soul merging process completes, or during the soul merging process, you will feel a very intense sexual energy. The DFs, even if they are balanced, like the last full moon of December was the point of where the divine feminine and divine masculine energies merged at the soul level, at 5D level, and most of the divine feminines might have realized an excessively high amount of sexual energy, sexual drive on the full moon of December, unlike any time in their lifetime, right? It was because of the energy of the divine masculine. Most of the time, where the divine masculine will utilize this high sexual energy for a creative aspect, or to gain something in their life, or for spiritual elevation, it will benefit them. But if they go for a gratification of their drive here and there, seeking out with multiple partners, then in that case they will engulf themselves into more and more karmic cycles, and it will be very difficult for them to come out of it. So after knowing this point, it is the responsibility of the divine feminines, if they are listening to this video, to try to heal, to balance the excessively high amount of sexual drive that their divine masculine carries. 8th point, confused personality. Divine feminine will, you can see them, you can recognize them, they will always be in a confused state. Confused in the matter of love, confused in the matter of career, confused in the matter of relationships, confused in the matter of major decisions in their life, right? They are always in a juggling kind of a situation, completely confused. 9th point, imbalanced brain, in the sense that they lack peace and mental balance, right? And because of which, if you see the 9th point, glaringly I can put forward as insomnia and night owl. They don't sleep well. A DM will never be able to, or they might have not been able to have had a sound sleep. They don't know when they had a sound sleep in their lifetime. They don't sleep well because of their overactive mind, because they lack peace, because of their addiction issues, because of their past traumas, right? So if in case of a divine feminine, if they come across such kind of situation where they are lacking the peace within and they are getting imbalanced, then divine feminines will quickly adapt the or handle the situation through meditation, through spirituality, through counselings, through even crying, they will balance it out. But divine masculines are habituated to keep on carrying this kind of situation where they completely lack a mental peace, a mental balance, and they are always fidgeting about something or the other in their life. They can't they can't attain the state of a balance in their life. If you observe their activities, they don't sleep well on time, and they are mostly awake till the early morning hours. They completely lack light, peace, love and harmony in their life. 10th point, very easy to identify, very easily shown, very easy to observe. Their immature behavior and childish behavior, right? Now when I say immature behavior, you don't go for the looks. By looks, they can be seen as a very sophisticated and a matured personality, a very intense personality. But once you interact with them, once you have a couple of interactions, and once you see how they behave or how should they behave in areas related to relationships and major critical things in life, like taking life decisions or choosing the right partner or dealing with people, they act in a very childish and immature manner, very, very immature. And their immature behavior will be something that it gets into the nerves of the divine feminines. It gets into the nerves of the divine feminine. Like, you'll think that how can they behave in such a way? It was not at all expected and to be done from a person of this age who is like educated, who has crossed so and so age. It was not at all expected. But how could they do it? Because they are immature. Eleventh point. Sorry, it's the 10th point. So 10th point is that DMs will run away from their own feelings. They will try to hide their feelings and emotions, and they wish to reveal it only with the few selective people, and they do not want to face the reality, right? Unlike the DFs, which will remember the divine masculines anytime, and anytime divine feminine remembers their divine masculine, it is their most pleasurable moments. But divine masculines will mostly try to keep themselves busy with their work or with other course or in fake relationships or with the other fake people around during the daytime, and it is only during the night time when they are at bed rest point that they will give a thought about the connection of the divine feminine. But most of the time, in 24 hours span of time, if you see, divine masculine will be running away from their own feelings. 11th point, they are overthinker and they think a lot on many things. Even the divine feminines are overthinker, but how both the personality splits up is that divine feminine will think a lot and do a hell lot of research work and come to a constructive conclusion on certain things they are thinking upon. Divine masculine on the other hand will think a lot, and finally they will get more confused and they'll develop a self baggage of guilt, right? They think at such a repetitive way that they will start to develop a baggage of guilt of their own overthinking, right? The baggage of guilt of how they mistreated people in the past, how they have handled the relationships till now, how they have lied to people, how they cannot forego their addiction issues and they hide it from the other world, from the other people, other society, because they are even conscious of what the other people will say or might think when they come to know about their addictions. So unlike divine feminines who will think a lot and come to a conclusion, right, a constructive conclusion, and stop thinking at point, might be they'll surrender to the divine. I don't want to think much. Now I surrender to the divine, a God, universe, you think for me. But the divine masculine has this habit of continuously grabbing the being the overthinker again and again and getting into a hyper loop of overthinking where they magnify their baggage of guilt, their shame, and even the guilt of overthinking, right? So those were the other 11 set of points for divine masculine as a part 2 of divine masculine qualities. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and it was a very informative for you. There are a couple of more points which I will be adding up in the third part for divine masculine qualities. Please mention it in the comment section which were the qualities which matched with you, and if there are other qualities which you want to mention in the video so that it becomes a reference point for the other people also, then you are very much welcomed to give your inputs, right? So until my next video, I pray for the audience and to anyone who is listening this message, may you be guided by the angels and their protection. Please stay positive with love, peace and light, right? And trust the divine timing, trust the divine process. Surrender to the divine. This is your friend Vijay signing off. God bless.